What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So I have right here my iPad mini 7, and Apple recently dropped iOS 27, iPadOS 27 at WWDC, as well as all the other new software updates. And here is iPadOS 27 on my iPad mini. Granted, this is a beta, but I want to kind of talk about some of the stuff that are here and the things that you'll notice firsthand. Now, there are many smaller updates too that I'm not going to discuss about. I'm not going to dive too much into, but I want to just quickly talk about those. So Apple did have a huge importance on parental control and safety and all of that stuff. And if you're a parent, that's going to be important for you. For me, it is, just not right now. Hopefully in a couple years maybe. But as of right now, there are those features, and essentially Apple is getting really good with these parental controls, like scheduling screen on time, which apps you can use during the day and which apps you can use during the evening. And it's kind of enticing for kids or for parents to get an iPhone as their first device. So good job, Apple, on that note. Now, another thing is going to be Apple Intelligence as well as Siri AI. And while the iPad mini does get Siri AI, it's not going to get the full, most powerful on-device AI model. That's reserved for like iPads with like M4 chips. And if we go into settings and look, it's still indexing too. But if we go into Siri, I'm still on the wait list. I mean, it's been Monday, Tuesday. I'm recording this Wednesday. You'll probably see us a couple days later, but it's been more than 48 hours now, and I'm still, waiting for Siri. But once I do get it, I'll update you guys on it. But that's great. I mean, hopefully we'll be getting the full conversational Siri. We'll get its own app. It's going to be able to pull personal context from your messages, from your photos, your mail, and your notes, which is great. You can start a Siri conversation, which is also going to be great. And then the things like generating text, summarizing docs, all of that stuff is also going to be present here. Now, when we get to liquid glass, we're not getting a huge change like design aesthetic wise, but you can see right here with the battery icon, ever so slight tweak to it. And then the icons right here, slight tweak to it as well. So app icons do look a little bit more sharper and detailed with improved contrast and more uniform refraction, kind of like a 3D-ish look. Now at a first glance, you may not notice that. You really have to put it side by side with iOS 26 icons and 27. Like the Photos app got a very slight tweak as well as the Safari and camera. But again, it still looks really clean if you ask me. Now, the big thing with liquid glass this year is the liquid glass slider. So we're going to go to Appearance in the Settings app, and then you can see right here it says liquid glass. We click on it, and I actually have mine set to more clear, but it does come in at the default. And if I can get on the slider, I would prefer to, there we go. So it's at default now. This is what you get. You can change it to more tint or, having it more clear. I'm going to leave it more clear and test that out and see how it works. Other than that, we're getting smaller improvements. Apple does promise up to, now the keywords are up to 30% faster when it comes to app openings, and then 70% faster with download, the photo opening of photos, 80% faster with AirDrop, up to, again, correct me on the numbers if I'm wrong, but those are the keywords up to. We may not see those improvements at a first glance. But overall, I'll tell you this, in the past 48 hours of me using this beta does feel pretty good. It does feel pretty good. The only caveat or problem I had so far with my iPhone 17 Pro was a FaceTime call. It just froze for 7-8 minutes, and I couldn't even turn off the phone, and then it just kind of went back to the home screen. So I did send that to feedback, which if you are using a beta, you have that feedback app where you get to send back feedback to Apple. Now, another thing is the photos. So there's a lot of things going on here with the Photos app, and if you have an iPhone that is 15 Pro, 16 series, or 17 series, it does support these new photo features. So here's the thing. I have a photo here pulled up. This is from when I went to San Francisco for the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event back in February. I took a picture while I was at the airport. I'm going to press this icon right here and just wait a moment for it to load the photo. And as you can see right here to the left, you see tools with the AI logo from Apple. You click on it, you have 3 tools right here to the right: cleanup, extend, and reframe. So extend essentially is going to expand the edges of a photo to change the aspect ratio or add a scene. Again, you can zoom in, zoom out. I'm just going to leave it there for now. And then reframe. This essentially is going to reposition your camera angle after the photo has been already taken. Again, it's preparing, so it does take a moment, but touch and drag to adjust the perspective. Use 2 fingers to pan, zoom, or rotate. So I can rotate like this, rotate upwards, maybe zoom in a little bit, and I kind of want to take it at a lower angle just like that. Or maybe go a little upwards just so it looks like I took it at a higher angle. I'm going to click on reframe, so it's going to reframe my photo. I'll put it up here on screen so you guys can see the final result. Now again, these do take a little bit of time, but that's okay. I mean, it's AI doing its work. And there's also the Image Playground app, which is apparently has been upgraded to have more realistic image generation. So you can use for invitations, wallpapers, contact photos. But here it is. The photo has been reframed, and I gotta tell you, it says tap to see original. There's the original. There's the reframed. And look, I didn't even touch it. I clicked on original and it just switches back to reframed. So you can see a quick glance. Wow. Now, obviously, like you can see that that's AI because that's not what the store's name was. I can't even tell what it was behind this either, but it does do a pretty decent job. And it does, it doesn't capture the guy's face correctly, but it definitely works. So I'm going to hit save, and then we can do cleanup. So actually I'm going to save this, and then I want to see if, okay, so I wonder where the original is. Maybe it didn't save the original, but let's go back to it because I want to clean up. This will remove any intelligent edits. So I want to see if I can save as a duplicate. Let's see. Or just revert to original. There we go. So it looks like you're not going to see that on screen, but I'm going to hopefully share the cleanup if it does work. So it says downloading cleanup. Again, this is going to take a moment to download. Hopefully if we can speed this up a little bit. There we go. It's taking its time, but it's doing the thing. And other than that, I mean, I'm going to show you guys Safari and then performance, like I talked about, just up to like 80% faster with AirDrop. Browsing and transferring data is going to be hopefully a little bit faster. I'm looking for app launches. Right now it's been pretty good. Now it says tap, brush, or circle. So I want to see if I can remove, this person, and it's doing its cleanup. There we go. I want to remove that person right there. It's cleaning up. I want to zoom out actually, if it lets me zoom out. And then I want to see if I can get rid of this entire keep brushing. I want to see if I can remove the SFO logo there. Hopefully we can try it. Let's see if it can generate whatever's behind it. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, not gonna lie. But I have seen some other content creators, they've been testing it out and it actually does work. I mean, the famous thing of like covering half of your face with your hand and then using the cleanup feature, and it's been working pretty good. Much, much better than iOS 26. There we go. So we removed it and it just has an empty store in the back. And it actually, it looks accurate. And the reason why I say accurate is it just blends in pretty well. So I'm going to actually save that. There we go. And that's it. There you have it. That's actually not that bad. Zoom in again, as you can see right there. It just kind of has like empty doors. But that's it for the photos. I mean, we're getting some slight improvements there, which is pretty nice. Then with the Safari, what I noticed is, at least when it comes to iPhones, like the just has some UI tweaks. But here, one of the big things is tabs now auto group by topic. So let's say you're gonna go right here to tabs, click on this. It says organize tabs by recommended topics. So you can do by recommended or automatically create topics. I only have one tab open because I always have like 1 or 2 tabs open. I don't like having a bunch open at the same time. And then it can notify you, or what's called notify me, once watching a page, and it alerts you when something does change. That's great. It also has enhanced password managing tools built in. I'm excited to try it out. There's a bunch of other, improvements here with like results, rebuilt search, a new foundation powering Spotlight, photos, mails, and messages, and then other small tweaks throughout the entire system. Apple's focus here with iOS 27 was not throwing like a whole bunch of new features or a whole bunch of design changes, but more so stability changes or stability improvements, making sure each feature that's currently running on their softwares and their devices work really well on the device itself, but also seamlessly with other devices in the ecosystem. And so far, I think with this beta, this is probably the most stable beta so far that I have used from Apple, and that is saying a lot. Hopefully it continues this way, and hopefully the stable build is just like this when it does come out later this year, hopefully in the fall of 2026, with the public beta dropping in July. But I'm excited. I'm excited to try out the stable build when it comes out, and hopefully the rumors of iPad mini 8 happens and we get a successor, an iPad mini with an OLED display, hoping for 120 hertz. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And also, one last thing, here's the iOS 27 wallpaper, or iPadOS, and you can change the background color. It's pretty cool. So here's purple, and I can make it super dark, or I can make it like pretty pale, but I'm gonna make it super bright just like that. Hit done, and bam. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to Superman the like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel because we're working towards 100,000 subscribers, and definitely be sure to check the links down below of the wallpaper packs that I have, as well as the products I use, as they go a long way in helping out the channel a lot. That's been it for me with the iPad mini 7 running iPadOS 27. I'll catch you all in the next episode.